Hi. Trying to give a nice little pause there. We're here. We are here to talk about UFC Fight Night. I believe it was 22, happened last night. J Nell here, and I hope you follow me everywhere. Just J Nell or J Nell Owens on all platforms. Because as I told you, my prediction video from a couple of days ago, of which I only talked about the main event and the main event from last week's fight as well. But I told you that if you follow me everywhere, I'll be making additional picks either the day of or the day before the actual fight. And I did. I did it the day of. This time, hours hours before the actual fight, and I made 4 picks. Okay, so I basically did the entire event. And little did you know, I can't talk. I said little did you know, little do we have it. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Anyway, I got all the picks that I made last minute. I got 4 and 5. Good night for me. All the picks I made last minute. Got them. So let's go ahead and get into it. So you have to follow me everywhere so you can get all of my content. Now, this is a good event. Hope you saw it. We're seeing that these lesser known fighters are getting amazing opportunities, moving up into co-main event spots, main event spots due to COVID and other circumstances, taking people out of the fights, and they are making good on those opportunities. And we saw that here in this event as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. First up, I chose Tai Tuivasa to beat Harry Hansucker, and he did in the first round, feeling it out for a little bit, and then he was 2 overhand rights, basically right on the chin, that basically ended it a couple of shots later while he was on the ground. TKO, ref stopped the fight. Totally agree with the stoppage. Who would you like to see Tai Tuivasa fight next? And of course he was like, where's the shoe? Give me the shoe so I can do this disgusting shoey where somebody takes off their shoe and they put the beer in the used shoe, and then somebody else spits in the beer that's in the used shoe, and then he drinks it. Anyway. I'm not hating. This is just not for me. Who would you like to see him fight next? Next up, I got this pick. I chose Adrian Yanez to beat Gustavo Lopez. He did. This ended in the 3rd round, although he basically won the whole fight. He was controlling the rounds, scoring the most of the points, scoring more points, landing more shots. He actually stunned him in the 2nd round as well. He was controlling the pace, hold the center of the octagon. He might be one to watch there. In the 3rd round, I believe it was another right shortly into the 3rd round that actually just dropped him. He actually hit his head. He landed head first. Poof, hit his head, and I believe that woke him back up. Either way, ref was right there to stop the fight. Great win for Adrian Yanez. He actually made a call out, but if you agree with that call out, if you don't, let me know who you think he should fight next. Next up, I got this pick as well. Both of these ladies were debuting in the UFC. I didn't know too much about them. I picked the one I knew less about, actually. I picked Marisat. It kind of sounds like Maserati. Ruiz. She has 2 last names. Ruiz is the one that's listed. I can't remember the one they kept calling her, but I chose her to beat Cheyenne Buys, and she did. This was a 3-round unanimous decision. I completely agree. It was a lackluster fight. You could see some nerves there. You could see that they both have a nice base. Ruiz was able to take her down, get her in a side headlock, and basically hold her there, hit her with some shots, and hold her there on the ground, and that's what happened. The few moments that Cheyenne was actually able to reverse the situation, she reversed it quickly, got on top, took the back. She was also better on the feet, so you can see that the base is there for both ladies, but they do need to add on. They're in the strawweight division, very tough division, but I'm actually excited to have new members here, excited for both. Who would you like to see? Both ladies, but especially Maserati. I know I'm saying it wrong. I'm so sorry. Ruiz, who won the fight next. Now, on to the co-main event, and this is one of those situations where the co-main event actually was pulled, and we got to see a fight elevated, and boy, did the winner make good on this. I chose Max Griffin to beat Song Kenan, and he did in the 1st round. They were going back and forth. There really was no filling out. They came to fight. They were both going back and forth. Max Griffin actually managed to back him up against the cage, and then he landed a 2-piece. It was a left-right 2-piece, blah, blah, drop. Did he even land any shots after that? Someone, it spaces me right now if he even had to land any shot. Oh, no, he did not. 2-piece, clack, clack, knocked him all the way out. Sleep. He was actually face down, sleep for a while. So no, there was no follow-up shots. That's all he needed. Great win for Max Griffin. Again, in the co-main event, he got elevated. Great spot for him. Who would you like to see him fight next? Now, on to the main event. And this is the only fight that I did not get. And boy, did I not get this fight. I chose Kevin Holland to beat Derek Brunson, and he did not. This was a 5-round unanimous decision in favor of Derek Brunson. I completely agree. Let's go ahead and get into this a little bit. So, of course, all of the eyes were on Kevin Holland, including mine. We knew this was a tough test. Derek Brunson's been put in this position before at 37 years old, especially. He's fighting against that whole gatekeeper tag and showing us that he still has a run in him to possibly get to that title shot. So ranked number 7, Kevin was ranked number 10. A big deal was made about all the talking that Kevin Holland does, and yes, he did that. He did not disappoint, although he didn't disappoint if you wanted to see him say things that were we're not normally used to seeing fighters say in fights, like talk to someone who's at the announcer table during their break in between rounds instead of listening to their corner, because Khabib was at the or sitting over there with Dana White, things of that nature, talking the entire time, asking what's his walkout music, just over the top, more than usual. A lot of folks are saying, his head wasn't in the game. I actually think he was exposed as just simply not being ready. I think the way he was talking, if you looked at the rest of his fights, the way he was talking this one, it wasn't natural for him. It was more than usual. I do put a little blame on his corner. In between the first and second round, he literally spent that entire minute talking to Khabib. His corner didn't even make an attempt to be like, hey, snap, hey, here, sit down. Hey, we're in the fight here. His corner didn't even make an attempt until that second break in between the second and third. So I actually place a little blame there for not trying to snatch their fighter back into the fight as soon as possible, because he kind of went off the rails from there. He seemed nervous. All of the talking seemed nervous. It seemed erratic. And once the fight got out of his hands, he seemed a little panicked a little bit with all of that talking. It was funny, I guess. It was odd. But to me, it was nervousness. It was the fight is getting away from me. It was rookie. He looked like a rookie for the first time in a while in this fight. And he's 28 years old, new in the UFC. This might be one of those losses that propels him to greatness, right? And we all hope so, because of the potential star power that we see in Kevin Holland and the skills that we see that he does have. Now, this fight lasted 5 rounds. When it was on the feet, he clearly had the advantage. He was faster than Derek, but again, overzealous, not settled, didn't set up the shots. He stunned him several times, but then he had these waning shots, left himself open for takedowns. There was moments where he accepted the takedowns, moved into the takedowns instead of having the correct response and backing away, or not accepting bad positioning, which he did up against the cage as well. There was a moment where Derek was ruling him on the ground. Clearly better on the ground. You know that. You're also doing much better on the feet. You've stunned him more than once, so stay on the feet. But control yourself, which he did not. Bad decisions all the way around. There was one moment on the ground where Derek was standing up, and he had a chance to go ahead and stand up himself, but instead he did that whole thing where he lay there and was like, come on, come back in the guard. What do you mean come back in the guard? You're losing on the ground. You're losing. So we had some bad decisions made here all the way around, and we know the fight game is 90% mental. Physically, Derek Brunson, like I said, he ruled the ground game. He executed his game plan, was able to out-wrestle him, mount some ground and pound. And on the feet, the couple times he did get stunned, he was able to grab him, get his wits about him, and make the right decisions. Okay? Make the right decisions. He had kept a cool head, didn't let all of that talking get him off his game. He was the better fighter, mentally and physically. I don't want everybody saying, oh, Kevin Holland got off his game. No, I think he revealed that he's not quite ready. I think he revealed that he's not quite ready. He made too many mental errors. His head wasn't too busy, I guess, trying to put on a show. But again, I think the talking was masking his nervousness and the fact that the fight got away from him. I think it was chaotic energy that we were seeing masking his talking. I don't think that his head wasn't into it. I just think frankly, he just lost. He wasn't quite ready. Again, made bad decisions going into the takedowns, accepting the takedown when he should have gotten up. When you had him stunned, setting up your shots, not being wild. Take your time on the feet where you're clearly better, faster, for each reach advantage. Again, a lot of mental mistakes. So just wasn't ready. Derek Brunson's like, you know, give me a top. I'm on a 4-fight winning streak now. Give me a top 5. Give me a chance to show you whether or not I can become champion. I'm 37 years old. I'm fighting the best fights of my life. I've made a complete change in my camp, and it's showing here. So give me a chance. And I say, I mean, at least give him 6, right? At least give him number 6 or number 5. This is the welterweight division. No, middleweight division. Israel Adesanya. This is the middleweight division. So yeah, there's a lot of people there in that division. Give him somebody 6, 5. Who's in there? Y'all let me know who should get. But give him somebody. He's on a 4-fight winning streak. Stop making him the gatekeeper. Give him a chance to show you whether or not he can actually make it to the mountaintop. I agree with the man. All right. Now, who would you like to see Derek Brunson fight next? Someone above him, or you still think he should play this gatekeeper role? But let me know who you think who he should fight next. Now, that is my whole. Again, you gotta follow me everywhere. I made 4 picks the day of on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, and those are the picks I got. So you have to follow me everywhere. Please subscribe, like, if you made it this far. Like the video, subscribe, share, and all of that nature. This is shorter than normal. I'm trying to do better. Give me all of your picks, how you did on all your picks, any injury updates. Subscribe, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, yada yada. Follow me. This is falling apart at the end here. Falling apart. Subscribe, like, talk to me. Take care, and goodbye. All right.